Welcome back to the channel. I am here, your host, Coach Scales, kicking off our part one of our universe mode in WWE 2K22 for the channel. On this video, we have the draft. It's one of our favorite parts within the WWE, but one of the things we also hate the most. We love it because of just things getting mixed up, things changing, but we also hate it because they always present it in such a horrible way. It's not an actual draft. It's not back and forth. There's not a lot of different things going on to make it actually like a draft where someone comes up, announces the pick, and everyone goes crazy. It's clearly scripted. Everyone knows not where people are going to end up, but who's going to be picked and all those different things and how they handle championships, all that. Just a lot of things wrong. So just to let you all know, that is not how the draft for this channel is going to work. Just because Raw is 3 hours and SmackDown is 2 hours does not mean a thing. That is complete bull. The fact that they give Raw 3 picks and SmackDown 2 and they go back and forth. This is a typical draft. We're going back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. One pick, then another pick, one pick, then another pick. At the end of all this, at the end of this video, each show will have picked 25, I'm going to call them wrestlers. Yes, they call them superstars in WWE, but wrestlers, superstars, whatever. Each show will get 25 during this draft. There will be some stuff that happens off the video. Likely, I will put that out on my social media platforms. So if you aren't following me on Twitter or Instagram, they will be there. It's on those. My handle is Professor Scales, based off my Twitch channel. So be on the lookout for those as more picks will be announced on there of who went to each show. But like I said, it's going to go back and forth. We're going to have the toss of the coin flip here in a second, and that will determine who picks first. SmackDown chose tails, and we'll see with the result. And it is tails, so SmackDown will get the first pick of the draft. So let's see who they get. Whoa, and with the first pick in the draft, SmackDown takes the New Day. As you can see, it's Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, no Big E, and part of this package deal with the New Day. Massive pick there by SmackDown. Unexpected for sure, because you know who else is out there, who else is available, but clearly SmackDown is going to focus in on their tag team division here, taking one of the best tag teams ever with the New Day. Crazy pick. Awesome to see, though, for Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. I'm very curious to see how Raw follows up. Whoa, and Monday Night Raw with a huge pick for their first pick. Going old school here, John Cena. Wow, is it the smartest pick, though? Because is he going to really stay around the whole time? Is he going to go out and do more movies? It's a risky first pick by Raw, but also huge star power. Again, other people are out there. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, some of these other guys who have been around a lot more often. The champions, all of them. I just don't know. What is Raw thinking here? And SmackDown with their second pick, going with the Usos. Clearly, SmackDown is wanting to focus in on their tag team division, taking the New Day first, the Usos second. Now, while it does show Jimmy and Jey Uso with the titles here, all titles are vacated for the beginning of these shows in this universe mode. But holy crap. Already stacking up, SmackDown going to have a huge tag team division. If I'm Raw now, I would definitely be considering taking a tag team here, because SmackDown's got some star power just for tag team that can have some really dynamic matches there. And Raw's going to be slacking if they don't start taking some of these other teams as SmackDown continues down this trend. Monday Night Raw going with a definite unexpected pick here. I mean, Natalia's really good, don't get me wrong, but with the second pick overall, when you've got other women's wrestlers out there like Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, Becky, like you have a lot of other ones out there that are definitely more in their prime. Just unexpected, but at the same time, does this mean they're going to highlight Natalya? Is she going to finally get her chance that she's not really gotten and be like the mainstay of one of these shows? I'm very intrigued going John Cena to Natalya. I mean, SmackDown's going after the tag team division. If Raw's going to start just going with the different women on the roster and just really have a good women's division, that's a good way to compete. It's a very intriguing pick here by Raw. Sheamus? Oh my goodness, SmackDown, what are you doing? Like, you took the New Day, you took the Usos, and now you take Sheamus? I mean, yeah, Sheamus was a world champion. He's had titles, but he's kind of just been a joke for a while now. Like you don't have anybody else that you've taken. You have Roman Reigns out there. You have Brock Lesnar. You've got Finn Balor. You have so many other people that you could center your show around that Raw has not taken yet, and you take Sheamus? I'm sorry, but I don't know what is up with the GM of SmackDown, but that is a horrible pick at this point. All right, we're going back to Raw now after that pick by SmackDown. I'm just really curious what Raw's going to do, how they're going to respond with that. I mean, who are they going to take? Like, there's so many people left on the board that are worth taking, and Sheamus? Oh, gosh. All right, Raw, let's see what you got. Whoa! Wow, Raw, like, Ember Moon. I mean, again, I said, like, compete with the tag team division, take some of the more of the women, like, but Ember Moon has that untapped potential for sure. A huge addition I'd say, for Raw. Has a lot of potential here. Could have a fantastic feud with Natalya, especially if it's for the Raw Women's Championship. Like, to me, a little early to take Ember Moon at this point, but I'm not mad at the pick. All right, SmackDown, you're back up. It is now your fourth pick. Let's forget the last one. Let's forget what happened. Let's just focus on this one. Who are you going to take to make up for picking Sheamus with your number 3 pick? There you go, SmackDown. Back on track. They're starting to see how Raw was focusing in on the women's division. So SmackDown responds, takes one of the best, Charlotte Flair. In my opinion, maybe you should have taken one of the others, but still, you can't go wrong taking Charlotte Flair. She is the current SmackDown Women's Champion. Who knows? Maybe she will be after all this draft and our first show, the first SmackDown show. Who knows? A great pick there by SmackDown to make up for that Sheamus pick. All right, Raw coming back up with their 4th pick in the draft. So far, they've gone John Cena and Natalya and Ember Moon. Let's see if they continue in the women's division or if they start mixing it up a little bit. And with their 4th pick, Raw selects Shayna Baszler. Oh my goodness. Just going back to the well in the women's division, and a fantastic pick there. I mean, you have some really good technical wrestlers for the women's division on Raw right now. They're going to put on the show and really draw the crowd in and have some excellent matches. So, again, not upset with that pick. Still maybe a little early with some of the other ones there. I mean, they only have John Cena so far. They have no tag teams. It's going to be interesting for Raw to see what happens with the rest of this draft. All right, SmackDown's up with their 5th pick of the draft. Again, taking Charlotte Flair last was really good on their part. Curious to see where they're going to go from here. I don't want another Sheamus incident. Oh my goodness, Samoa Joe. Someone who in the actual WWE they should have never released. An excellent person to have with your company. Glad he's in the game here. It can be part of Smackdown in our universe mode. Excellent pick there. Leaps ahead of Sheamus. Curious to see who else they'll bring in. I don't really see Sheamus and Samoa Joe meshing well, so I'm curious to see who else they may bring in this draft. Again, there are other people out there. I'm just shocked that no one has taken. But Samoa Joe is a good foundation to have for your show to build some feuds around. It's now time for pick number 5 for Raw. Very curious to see where they're going to go after what they've done recently. I mean, they've been focusing in on the women's division. I'm all for it. Let's keep on going, Raw. Get it. Take someone else. Never mind, Raw. Completely go a different direction. Monday Night Raw is getting Ricochet. Excellent pick. He's the current Intercontinental Champion. Again, all championships will be vacated after the draft. But an excellent pick to have. Up-and-comer. Someone you can develop around. Good pick by Monday Night Raw. Time for the 6 picks for SmackDown and Raw. Starting off with SmackDown. SmackDown selects Dolph Ziggler. Wow, better than the Sheamus pick. I feel like I'll be saying that for all of these picks for SmackDown. But still, I mean, Dolph has been around for a long time. He's another good person to have as a foundation to do feuds with, even with Samoa Joe. Him and those two would do well together. At the same time, it's like, is this going to be where Dolph finally gets some of the spotlight? Like, is SmackDown really going to push him? I mean, I don't know. I mean, with some of the other people still left available, he might just fall into the shadows again. I don't know how great of a pick this was at this point. And here is Monday Night Raw's 6th pick. Oh no, Pat McAfee is not going to be happy. Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style, coming to Monday Night Raw. Excellent pick by Raw here. They needed some more star power. John Cena, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, they are building up a good roster there that's going to have some great matches, good competition. Time for pick number 7. Here's SmackDown's. Whoa, okay, after taking Dolph Ziggler with their last pick, they are digging into the well again, taking Robert Roode. Now the Dirty Dogs are back together. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of as SmackDown looked at this as being an opportunity to continue to build their tag team division. Unfortunately, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode were not put together for the draft, so they took both their picks back to back to select that tag team to further develop to further enhance the tag team division. Now knowing that was their plan, great pick. Bring those two back together, and you always have the option that they could split up and go their own ways again. So, fantastic pick. Can't knock it for what SmackDown just did. But Raw better get their act together and get some tag teams. Here's Raw's 7th pick. Oh gosh. Austin freaking Theory? Seriously, Raw? I thought SmackDown did a horrible job when they took Sheamus when they did. I guess Monday Night Raw decided they needed to one-up them and take Austin Theory. Sure, he's young. Sure, he has some talent, has potential. But with who else is out there, why would you take him at this point? There is no reason to do that. Like, who's he gonna? What, are you gonna just put him in a feud with Ricochet? That's been done. That's happened. I mean, I guess make him fodder for John Cena. I guess you can do that. Why not? I mean, just wow. Let's just go to the next picks. Oh gosh, man, this is an intriguing pick. Walter from NXT, now known as Gunther, but in this game at least Walter. Man, this could be a sleeper pick for SmackDown. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of other people still left, but this is a guy who you can really work with and do a lot with, especially with who else they have on the roster. Like, great job, SmackDown. All right, Monday Night Raw. We're back to you. Your 8th pick in the draft. Don't screw this one up. Toni Storm? Raw going back to the women's division. I mean, this is one that I wish never would have left WWE, but I am shocked. I mean, this isn't a bad pick for sure, especially with the other women that they have on the roster. I'm just shocked to see Toni Storm go before some of the others. I'm very intrigued to see what happens. I'm curious if they're actually going to invest in her and actually do something with her. So, hats off to Raw. Well, because I am super intrigued by their women's division. All right, we're at picks number 9 for SmackDown and Raw here. Just want to quickly run down who is still available. You have AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Edge, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. I mean, I could keep on going. Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. There's a lot of people out there worth taking. I mean, one of them has to be taken at some point. If I'm any of them right now, I'm livid that I have not been picked yet. I mean, I'm intrigued because it's clear that Raw and SmackDown are wanting to focus in on some of the younger talent, some of the talent that has been underused. But these other people have some big contracts. And if I'm them, I'm ticked right now, and I'm concerned because what's going to happen once the shows start? Are they not going to get their primetime positions that they've had? Is this actually going to be true that you have to actually earn your way? Like, this is a fresh start? I mean, let's see what SmackDown does here, but could it actually be that we're going to go that route? Oh no, SmackDown breaking up RK Bro. Riddle going to Friday Night SmackDown. Oh man. I mean, again, focus on young talent, focusing in on some guys who are not been able to shine very much. I mean, I can't fault SmackDown going this way, even with all those other people I listed off. Because these are the younger guys. These are going to be your next Randy Ortons, your next Roman Reigns, all those. So, great pick by SmackDown, but still, what is going on? All right, Raw's 9th pick of the draft. Let's see if they take any of these bigger names. Here we go. It's finally happened. One of the bigger names has come off the list. Bayley's going to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw's women's division is going to be outstanding, but at the same time, are they going to have too much? Or is everyone going to be able to get their screen time here? In SmackDown, what are you doing? All you have is Charlotte Flair. Like, you need to start taking some more people. But fantastic pick by Monday Night Raw. Great addition to the show. Very intrigued to see what happens with Bayley here with the rest of the women on this roster. Picks number 10 for Raw and SmackDown here. Of course, SmackDown being first. Do want to reiterate at this time, remember, going into this universe mode for this channel, all titles will be vacated. None of that matters. We'll be starting fresh. Curious to see how Raw handles their first show and SmackDown, how they're going to determine who are the champions, all that. It's up to the GMs of each show to determine that. But we are here, ready to go. And SmackDown, with their 10th pick, is going to select doubling down on the tag division. WWE SmackDown takes the Street Profits. I am at a loss for words. You have Raw focusing in on the women's division, SmackDown focusing in on the tag team division. One of them's got to start focusing on the other, or their show's not going to have it. Why do you need Raw tag team titles if you're not going to have a tag team division? I mean, you can make new tag teams, but you haven't really picked people to do that either. So this is difficult. SmackDown's gonna do great, but I don't know. Maybe after the draft, depending on how things fall, maybe some trading will going on. Maybe some of these tag teams will move over to Raw, and some of the women will move over to SmackDown. I think it really depends, because if I'm Charlotte Flair at this point, if SmackDown doesn't take anybody else, who are you gonna wrestle? I mean, you could just be the SmackDown Women's Champion, I guess, and not do anything, which I'm sure she might enjoy, but what are you going to do? SmackDown, you got to address that at some point. But still, great pick. Street Profits, great pick for SmackDown. All right, here is Monday Night Raw's 10th pick. Let's see what they do. Oh no, the Beast Incarnate. Brock Lesnar's coming to Monday Night Raw. Whoa, two great back-to-back picks with Bayley and Brock Lesnar, but I was starting to think, who wants to be the show to bring Brock Lesnar in? And he was not picked in the number one overall. Who wants to bring a pissed-off Beast to their show? If I am anybody else on the Raw roster right now, I am terrified. Oh man, you do not want to miss the first show of Monday Night Raw, because Brock is going to destroy everyone. All right, here we are at pick number 11 for SmackDown and Raw. We're getting close to the halfway point. Very curious to see now what SmackDown does. And just a quick rundown of the rosters. On SmackDown, we now have The New Day, The Usos, Sheamus, Charlotte Flair, Samoa Joe, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Walter, Riddle, and the Street Profits. Again, Sheamus is really the only one pick out of this so far. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? But a solid beginnings of a roster, a really good tag team division, but they really need to get some more star power. And for Raw, you got the star power, but man, they need to be filling in the rest of the roster. They've got John Cena, Natalya, Ember Moon, Shayna Baszler, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, Austin Theory, Toni Storm, Bayley, and Brock Lesnar. Like, again, star power for sure. Great women's division building up, but you need to be filling in some other things. Very curious to see where both rosters go from here. Right, pick number 11 for SmackDown. And with pick number 11, Friday Night SmackDown selects Tommaso Ciampa. Excellent pick here. Again, another guy who they could build around, is going to do well on this roster. But still, SmackDown, you gotta get some other star power. Not to knock Tommaso at all, but there are some big names out there, and we're getting to that point where Raw is gonna just start snatching them up. So solid pick, but get it together, SmackDown. Monday Night Raw's up with their 11th pick. And with the 11th pick, Monday Night Raw goes to the A-lister himself, The Miz. Now, The Miz has been around for a while. He plays his role so well within the WWE. This is a great, solid pick for Monday Night Raw. Can definitely have some good feuds here. Again, there are some other guys out there. So, Raw, they got Cena, they got Brock Lesnar. They've got some of their two solid star power guys. Miz brings some star power of his own. Curious to see what else Raw will do, but I'd say the ball is in SmackDown's court now to take someone huge. All right, pick number 12 for SmackDown. Come on, you gotta take somebody out of this list. And SmackDown finally does it, taking the big name off the list. Drew McIntyre going to Friday Night SmackDown. Excellent pick, especially with who else they already had on the roster. He's going to do well there. Going to be able to mesh well with some of the guys. I mean, already I'm just picturing a rivalry between Drew McIntyre and Samoa Joe. Fantastic pick. Let's just see if they can keep rolling with this. All right, Monday Night Raw coming in with their 12th pick. See who it is. Oh man, Bobby Lashley, excellent pick by Monday Night Raw. Clearly what they're doing for their star power is they're getting the big guys. The big guys who are going to just really be able to tear into each other with John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. Great pick by Monday Night Raw for their 12th pick. Very interesting to see what's going to happen here. I mean, it's clear so far that Raw's got some strategy going on of having a solid women's division, having a pretty decent mid-tier division where some guys can compete for the mid-tier title, and then their big guys who we all know Vince McMahon loves, just battling it out for the top title for Monday Night Raw. Great pick for Monday Night Raw here. We have officially hit the halfway point. We're at pick number 13 for SmackDown and Raw. Very curious to see what happens here. Again, like we talked about with SmackDown, like they just have a lot of things they need to get here. See if they start delivering on some of that. And with the 13th pick, SmackDown takes Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss coming to Friday Night SmackDown to join Charlotte Flair. Finally, SmackDown starting to bring in some more of the women to actually have a women's division. Great selection here. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss would have some great matches. Now, SmackDown just needs to add some more to the women's division. All right, lucky number 13 for Monday Night Raw. Oh, shit. Lucky number 13 is right. Monday Night Raw selects the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Like I mentioned, all titles are vacated, so while he is the current Universal Champion, he will not be after the draft. But Monday Night Raw just might have won the draft. Regardless of everything else that SmackDown has done, you now have on one show John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. It's going to be a massacre. They're going to destroy each other. It's going to be amazing. Do not miss the first show of Monday Night Raw in our universe mode here. Fantastic pick by Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, you waited too long. I don't know what you were thinking. He was sitting there. He was your champion. Why would you let him sit for so long? SmackDown has a lot to do in the rest of this draft to make up for this. All right, we're back to SmackDown's pick. How are they going to respond to this Roman Reigns selection by Monday Night Raw? Okay, I guess SmackDown just said we're not going to be fazed by this. We have a plan. We're going to stick to it. And they select Naomi. I mean, a good addition to their women's division. But you needed to make a response to Roman Reigns just getting selected, and this is what you went with? I mean, I hope that things go well for SmackDown here. But it all depends what Raw does from here on out. It's time to find out how Monday Night Raw follows up that Roman Reigns pick. A very interesting pick here. Damian Priest going to Raw. Great young talent, former United States champion. I gotta say, that is a good follow-up to Roman Reigns. Someone else that they can plug into their mid-tier, maybe even give a push to. Excellent pick by Monday Night Raw. We have made it to pick number 15. SmackDown is up. Let's see if they can finally respond to that Roman Reigns pick. There you go, SmackDown. The man, Becky Lynch, coming to Friday Night SmackDown. A little bit delayed there, but that is an excellent pick to go against the Roman Reigns pick. Getting arguably the best women's wrestler in the WWE, Becky Lynch. Great selection by SmackDown. And a great addition to their women's division that was definitely weak and now has become a huge strength, having Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and now Becky Lynch. Fantastic job, SmackDown. Monday Night Raw up for their 15th pick. Let's see who they select. Sami Zayn coming to Monday Night Raw. Oh, I can just hear the conspiracies coming on to a show with all the big men that are there. Very deep mid-tier class on the show. Sami Zayn will probably not be happy coming to Monday Night Raw. Pick number 16 coming up for Raw and SmackDown. Really quick, just want to give a reminder of where we're at. Just the last 5 picks for each show. For SmackDown, you had Tommaso Ciampa, Drew McIntyre, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Becky Lynch. Pretty good mix there. Good selections. But on Raw's side, in the last 5 picks, you had The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. Comparing the two, gotta give the edge to Raw on the last 5 picks. Let's see if SmackDown, though, can start having an upswing and steal this draft. Seth Rollins is coming to Friday Night SmackDown. Here we go. SmackDown has finally figured things out, and they're on a roll. Going with Becky Lynch, now Seth Rollins, back to back. Excellent pick, SmackDown. Excellent pick. Right there. One of your top contenders for becoming the champion for SmackDown. Seth Rollins just went to SmackDown. Let's see how Raw responds. Here is their pick. Rhea Ripley coming to Monday Night Raw. Great pick. Great addition to the women's division on this show. Again, Raw has no tag team division unless they start making people tag together. But excellent addition to Monday Night Raw. Welcome, Rhea Ripley. Here we are at pick 17 for WWE Smackdown. Had two excellent picks, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins back to back. Let's see if they can make it the hat trick. Finn Balor is coming to Friday Night Smackdown. They did it, the hat trick. Smackdown is bringing their A game now. You're seeing two very different shows developing here. Raw's got a very deep women's division, pretty good middle tier, and then some hosses to compete for the main title. While you've got a lot of good technical wrestlers on the SmackDown side. Gonna be two very different shows. And it's gonna be very intriguing both ways. Monday Night Raw up at their pick. Let's see who they selected. The Swiss Superman, Cesaro, coming to Monday Night Raw. Now, people would assume, and correctly, that he's going to get lost in the shuffle like he has everywhere else, not get the chance that he's deserved, for sure. But I'm very intrigued. I think Cesaro could be a sleeper here, and he actually could do very well. Because we've seen his strength, and all these hosses that are on this roster, he could go toe-to-toe with any of them. I think there is a pretty big future for Cesaro on this new Monday Night Raw. It's time for the next round of picks. Really curious how SmackDown's going to follow up their last few. Let's see what happens. SmackDown is coming out the door swinging, selecting Big E with their 18th pick, joining the show along with his brothers Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston. You got a good opportunity there to have the New Day really reign supreme. Big E can go off on his own like he has been. You have a lot of potential here adding him to this roster. Excellent pick, excellent selection. Good job, SmackDown, and adds to what they're building. A really good technical show. Great pick. It's very interesting to see what Monday Night Raw has been doing over the last few picks. Definitely building up their mid-tier superstars. At the same time, like I said, Cesaro could do extremely well. Very curious to see where they continue on from here. They still have no tag teams on this show. The pick is in, and Monday Night Raw selects Karrion Kross. Oh, goodness. Now, this is a guy I think has a lot of potential. I think right now I can already picture a rivalry between him and John Cena. He will not put up with John Cena's crap, and Cena will not like him. But that could be huge on this show. Great pick by Monday Night Raw. Each show has 6 picks left now. Really curious how these rosters are going to come together in here in these last 6 picks. See what SmackDown does. Friday Night SmackDown selects Happy Corbin coming to the show. Not a bad pick here. Definitely some good rivalries that could happen here. This is a good spot for him to get picked. Definitely could be competing in that mid-tier level. Could mix up some of these guys. He's definitely probably one of the biggest powerhouses along with Drew McIntyre and Samoa Joe on the show. So he's going to mix in well. Very curious to see how he does. Now here's Raw with their selection. Let's see how they follow up with what they've been doing. And welcome to Monday Night Raw, the Queen of Staten Island, Carmella, coming to Monday nights. Again, another good addition to their women's division. I will say this. it would be very hard for SmackDown to have a team represent them for the WWE Women's Tag Titles. It is almost a guarantee at this point a team from Monday Night Raw will win that title. There are 5 picks left for each show now. SmackDown, with their 5th to last pick, selects Sasha Banks. Excellent selection by Friday Night SmackDown, bringing Sasha Banks in. Going to be right there with Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Naomi and Alexa Bliss. Definitely, again, like I said just previously, Monday Night Raw, definitely most likely the women's tag titles will be represented from a team on that show. So SmackDown here did the right move, brought in one of the last females in the draft to Friday Night SmackDown. Excellent pick. Monday Night Raw, with their 5th to last pick, selects the Viper, Randy Orton. It is official. RK Bro has been split up. It's a sad day. The tears should be welling in our eyes as we just think of the memories of RK Bro and how they will be no more. Alright, enough of that. Let's move on. Okay, we are nearing the end. 4 picks left for each show. SmackDown's up again. Here's their pick. And with their pick, they take Bianca Belair. Excellent selection. Another person to add to the women's division on SmackDown. Tell you what, Raw has the quantity, but SmackDown may have the quality when it comes to the women's divisions. Here is the 4th to last pick for Monday Night Raw. It finally happened. It took to the end, almost to the end of the draft. But Monday Night Raw finally drafted a tag team, Alpha Academy. I don't know who they're going to go up against, but they finally do have a tag team. So I don't know if Alpha Academy is just going to be given the tag titles or what, but here we are. Here we go. The final 3 picks for each show. SmackDown selects Kevin Owens. SmackDown wanted to say, hey, we may have had some ups and downs in our draft, but we're going to finish off strong. This is an excellent first pick for their final 3. Kevin Owens coming to Friday nights. Monday Night Raw's first of their final 3 picks is Asuka. Alright, maybe Raw heard me. Maybe they heard I said quality over quantity for their women's division. They're like, okay, there's one female wrestler left out there for selection for tonight. We better get her. Add some of that quality to our women's division. And I'll say, Monday Night Raw has an excellent women's division here. And there's going to be a lot of good matches. And they're going to be featured very well. Because, let's be honest, Raw has no tag team scene. And you're going to have to fill time somehow. Not knocking the women for Raw at all. They deserve it. But that's going to be one of the awesome things about Monday Night Raw. It's going to be a lot of women's matches. So definitely tune in to that first show. It's almost the end. Each show has 2 picks left. Let's see who they take. And with their second to last pick, Friday Night SmackDown selects John Morrison. Great pick on normal circumstances, for sure. But with a couple other people are still out there, I don't know why you would give Raw the chance to select them. But still, regardless, though, it is a good pick. John Morrison's going to be a good addition to this roster. And with their second to last pick, Monday Night Raw selects the Rated R Superstar, Edge. Great selection here by Monday Night Raw. Smackdown, you let it happen. You could have had Edge, but you let him go. So, Edge going to Monday nights. Maybe a reunion with Randy Orton? Nah. But Edge, Monday nights, great pick. Let's see what the final picks are going to be. With the last pick in our Coach Scales Universe Mode WWE Draft, Friday Night Smackdown selects the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. SmackDown did it. SmackDown redeemed themselves from some of their picks, and they have created a solid roster. We will do a whole recap of each roster, showing where they are. I'll give my final grades and opinions, but a great final pick. And I will tell you now, AJ Styles is not gonna be happy. He is not gonna be happy one bit being picked last for SmackDown. He wouldn't have been happy being picked last for either show. So everybody else on the roster better watch out, because AJ Styles is going to be gunning for all of you. And with the very last pick in the draft, Monday Night Raw selects Mr. Cover of WWE 2K22 himself, Rey Mysterio. I feel so bad for Rey right now, but Rey has defeated odds. He's overcome them a lot, but he's got a lot of big men he's got to deal with on Monday Night Raw. Great last pick by the GM of Raw. Could definitely not let Rey Mysterio slip if you want to make sure to add someone to your roster. But man, we're going to do a breakdown of the rosters like I said. Stay tuned, because this was not the only picks for tonight. These are the only ones going to be shown here on YouTube. Definitely give me a follow on Instagram or Twitter. I'll put the links to those in the description below. At Twitter, it is Professor Scales. On Instagram, it is, I believe, Professor WC Scales. So either follow me on Twitter at Professor Scales or on Instagram, Professor WC Scales. So if you want to make sure you see those other picks, as well as if there are any trades that happen between now and our next video with the first episode for Raw, that may likely be a live stream. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, so that way you can make sure to be notified when we go live with that live stream of the first show. But we will do a quick recap on the rosters, and we will move on from there. Here's the final look at the Monday Night Raw roster, taking another gander at how everything shaped up, regardless of where people were picked. This is in the order from left to right of when they were picked, 1 through 24. I gotta say, Monday Night Raw does look very good. Again, you have a very deep women's roster right now that's going to compete well with each other. Some potential tag teams to compete for the tag team titles. So that is a big highlight for me. Then again, the word star power is what comes to mind. You have a lot of history here, for sure. You've got, of course, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Edge, Rey Mysterio, like a lot of history there, Roman Reigns. Then you have some other guys that are going to be ready to prove themselves, like with Karrion Kross and Damian Priest. And then you have some of the other guys like Bobby Lashley and Cesaro, who definitely want to stand out. So a lot of interesting picks here by Monday Night Raw. If I were to give them a grade, I'd probably give them a B+. They did very well, but not picking a tag team until almost the very end with Alpha Academy, and I just don't see anybody else on the roster right now that would mesh well as a tag team. Like, that's what's difficult. Like, how are you going to have Raw tag team champions and have a tag team division when you don't have any tag teams for one, and you didn't pick guys that will potentially mesh well together? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll prove me wrong and actually be able to create some teams out of this roster. And who knows who else they might select after tonight. But as of right now, B+ is what I would give Monday Night Raw. And here's your final look for the Friday Night SmackDown roster. Just like with Raw, it's just evaluated as a whole, not when they were picked, but they are in order left to right of when they were picked. Again, SmackDown started off pretty slow with the draft. They focused very much so on tag teams. That is going to be one of the strengths of this roster, is their tag team division, which will be excellent. It'll be really cool to see. But they definitely picked up steam in the latter half of the draft. And man, I gotta tell you what, I am excited to see what SmackDown pulls off. They're going to have a very strong tag team division. They were able to bring in some women off of the draft to actually have a pretty good women's division. Not sure how they'll compete with Raw in the sense of providing a tag team to compete for the tag team titles, because likely that will happen at the first pay-per-view. Will be the match for the tag team titles with the top team from Raw and the tag team from SmackDown competing for those titles. Not quite sure how that will happen with this roster. But still, a lot of good depth here, a lot of strength. Like I said before, a lot of technical wrestlers, a lot of guys who are just going to mesh well together. So I'm excited to see some of the rivalries that come out of this. Very excited to see how AJ Styles responds to being the last pick for SmackDown. But still, some really good guys here, some guys that could do well together. Very curious to see of what happens. But if I were to give a grade right now, I would give SmackDown an A. It could have been an A+ without if that Sheamus pick wouldn't have happened. But comparing this to the Raw roster, I'll use what I said for the women's division. Quality over quantity. I mean, I know there's the same amount of people here for each roster right now, but I just see a lot more quality out of SmackDown. I see a lot of big flashes out of the Raw roster, but I just see overall quality throughout SmackDown right now. So again, don't know how things will shake up with other people being added after tonight's draft, and also if any trades could happen. So these rosters could be flipped around. Again, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram to keep up with those. I'm sure you're curious what are the championships on each show. Stay tuned for that. Those will be revealed in the first shows of each one. Again, the Monday Night Raw show will be live streamed. Keep an eye out on my socials for when that's going to happen as well. But again, if you're liking what I've put out so far, really interested to see where things go, definitely hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream.